New Zealand Mini 7 Championship. That's Wayne Timms in the mobile car we're looking at, Angus Fogg, but on pole position, Brendan Lee, and that's one of the guys that Angus Fogg is going to have to beat if he can take this title. Now, Fogg tried 6 or 7 times. See him there in the red Riley Elf, way out wide on the Teretonga circuit, and these guys really packing it in. Fogg dumping the Ford Telstar drive that he did have and coming back into this to try and salvage something out of his summer series. And looks like he could be losing out. He got very wide there in that first turn. Shane Drake, not the place to be 3 wide in your sort of race car, mate.
No, but the Minis, being the size they are, that they can actually get round there 3 wide, but it still is a very, very tight corner to get around.
Well, he's actually lost out substantially. The fighting going on just ahead of him. Brendan Lee, the guy he's got to beat, is the man with the yellow grill on his Mini. He's right ahead of Fogg right now. So these two top contenders for the championship. Lex Wallace from Auckland, one of about 6 or 7 North Islanders who've come down to try and wrest this title away from the South Islanders, who've cleaned it up pretty substantially over the last few years.
Yeah, the South Island guys have had a monopoly on the championship and taught them a lesson. And normally it ends up going away from the North Island boys up in the North Island, but it's definitely looking like a North Island championship this time.
Well, Jeff Brook trying to give the lie to that, least race-wise at the moment, leading them out, but big challenges coming here. Wayne Timms tucked right in behind him. See Fogg holding down the 4th spot, but these 3 fighting out. Oh, diving around the outside. That'll be Lee trying to make it 3 wide into that corner again.
Well, look at Timsy's back of his car step out there going to the corner, and Brendan Lee going around the outside of both Brooks and Timms. A great move by him, and it looks though he's going to pull it off.
Pretty tough place to make it stick, I would have thought, because there must be a lot of rubber dumped out there, Shane, by this stage of the race meeting.
Yeah, there's a lot of rubber, a lot of marbles, some small stones and a sand when guys fall off up there as well.
Okay, the order out front, Brendan Lee and Angus Fogg fighting for the title, fighting for the race as well as they wheel through the infield. Brendan Lee, you know a little bit about this guy, but he's new to me.
Well, he's a little bit new to me as well. Apparently this is his first year in Mini 7s, and this is the ex-Milton Schuster car. In fact, Milton still owns it, and Brendan did a deal with Milton to run it in the championship, and he's doing a fine job.
Sure is. Came into this race probably, we think, 6 or 7 points only behind Angus Fogg, and Fogg really has to beat him. The North Islander knows that much. That's all he's got on his mind. And of course the slipstreaming effect down the front straight at Teretonga, very, very much a part of the mini racing, as we see Fogg pull wide. Tim's tucked right in on his bumper. Now he pulls wide as well. That's like a double whammy effect, Shane.
It is. It works very effectively if you get it spot on, but obviously not that time with Timsy. If the second guy can get the toe and the third guy hangs back, he can get the double whammy, as you say, and it's an amazing feeling getting that double toe.
Just pulling up into that group, the car with the green on the bonnet, that's Chris Lewis out of England. He's been here 5 or 6 times. He can't actually remember. It could even be 7, he says. Come out each summer and run this series in New Zealand. So basically this guy has become an honorary Kiwi, if you like, running in the Mini 7 champs.
Well, in fact, Angus actually prepares Chris's car for him every year he comes out. So there's a bit of a good bit of team sport there for the boys.
Well, Fogg hasn't done so well here at Teretonga with this very fast front straight. He's doing a great job at the moment, leading this huge train down the front straight as they are looking back down in the field there. The guys fighting at the back, but Brendan Lee up front once again throws down the challenge. The fight for the title really roaring here at Teretonga between these guys.
An interesting point here, Wayne, is that the Riley Elf is a very, very hard car to tow. The minis, the flatback minis actually are easier to get a suck off than the Riley Elf, so this may be a bit of Angus's strategy to bring this car all the way down here.
I'm sure the boy's very thoughtful about his motor racing, never more so than when he got into that Ford Telstar, but he freely admits that that was way out of his league budget-wise. He hasn't been able to come up with the money to run it the way he wants to, and figured that this is the place to come, at least try to salvage a title out of this. As I say, he's tried a lot of times now, and looking pretty good at the moment, although these are the guys he's got to roll for it. Brendan Lee leading at the moment as they take the infield here at Teretonga. Angus Fogg in that Riley Elf, the red car. Behind him, Jeff Brook. Still the big fight going on. Wayne Timms also in contention here still, you'd have to say. And that's the mobile car holding down 4th at the moment. These guys, it could go to any one of them.
Well, look, Timsy's taken the lead. There must have been a little incident out of the corner here. No, I'm sorry, it's Brendan Lee still in the front there. But you just never know. You can come out of the corner. Wow, look at that. Brooksy coming across the front of Foggy there.
Talk about bobble around. There's quite a bump by, well, the Minis really showed up, probably more than any of the other cars actually, Shane. Real bobble into that very fast sweeper that hooks right back on itself. You see the Minis really move around substantially there.
Yeah, a lot of the cars do. It's right on the point of braking, and the car sort of tips itself sideways a bit. It's not as bad as what it looks on the TV.
Hey, I'm glad you told me that. I'm starting to worry about it. Chris Lewis in the 98 car, poking his head in there, trying to get through there, pushing on the inside. But Lewis, he hasn't ever done better than about a 5th place in the championship. Really thought he had a chance this time, but came into the Teretonga round pretty well down the order, about 6th or 7th, so wasn't in a good spot. Mind you, things have changed around here from Teretonga, where Fogg and Mark Mitchell, who we saw pushing into the picture there as well, Fogg and Mark Mitchell were the 2 winners there, but here it's been Jeff Brook and Wayne Timms that have taken out the 2 races earlier. But now this is heading down towards the start-finish line with just a lap to go. So pretty tense stuff, because right there in the group, Angus Fogg in the red car, now mounting the challenge. Brendan Lee trying around the outside. You can just about forget, for the championship purposes, Wayne Timms in the 30 car and Jeff Brook in the 47 car. I don't think they can take it away from Fogg, even if they finish ahead of him. But these two fighting so hard. Lee just holding on to it as he rounds out, now trying to come down the outside of Fogg as they head for the right-hander. It's Timms who gets the lead away, and Fogg moves into the 2nd place. He'll be happy about that, because he's put Jeff Brook between himself and his arch-rival Brendan Lee for this title. Mark Mitchell holding the brief in the dark car just behind them, but not really in the action, I wouldn't think, for the win in this race, nor in the championship for that matter. So out front, Wayne Timms and Jeff Brook giving him a hurry up. Angus Fogg, that is, from behind. So Fogg only has to stay where he is to win this title that he's sought for about 7 years and missed each time. So coming down the front straight, it's Jeff Brook mounts the challenge, but that's not going to make a difference, we don't think, as they go to the line. Wayne Timms going to win it, Jeff Brook 2nd, and Brendan Lee is going to have to settle for 4th, and that means 2nd in the title. So confirmed results, Wayne Timms wins the race, of course, Jeff Brook 2nd, Fogg 3rd, Brendan Lee 4th.
Do you guys have some sort of script for these races? They look so close.
Oh no, we just go out and do it, and the best thing is that we don't punt each other off and keep it clean if we can. But it is difficult at times, but we do try to promote good, clean racing.
In some stage you need a feeler gauge to get the gap between the cars, but we don't touch. We do our best.
So Fogg wins his first title finally with a 9-point buffer on the sensational performing Brendan Lee. Jeff Brook is 3rd.
Well, Angus Fogg, our champion, congratulations after the 6-race series over the last 2 meetings. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels really great. I've been trying for many years to win this. Finally done it. I won the first 2 races, and then from then it was playing tactics and keeping it cool and just finishing every race up good placings, and we pulled it off. But it was right down to the line.